Welcome, friends. Good to be gathering together again with all of you. I think we all probably know each other here currently. My name is Krishna Chandra. This is our weekly guided meditation based on the teachings and techniques of Paramhansa Yogananda. I'm initiated into the path of Kriya Yoga by my teachers at Ananda Village in California. And I'll be sharing teachings and techniques that Yogananda taught to his disciples. And tonight we're going to be starting a new series together that I think is going to be very powerful, very interesting for ways to heal our brains, heal our bodies, live life with more freedom, live more life with more clarity and levity, and to be able to overcome any of the wounds that develop over time in our lives and through past lives that we're holding on to, and we're going to be targeting them at the source, getting to the source of those issues through energy. And as we know, that energy heals, so when we learn how to direct the energy in the body, we can heal our minds, heal our bodies, heal our hearts. And to begin, I'd like to just invoke the great masters to be here with us, invite Spirit to be here with us, and it's guiding us. Any saints, sages, deities that you would like to bring into this space, let's invoke them now to help us, to connect us with the divine so that we can become the best versions of ourselves in this lifetime and to bring heaven on earth through our bodies. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, dearest friend, beloved God, great masters of self-realization, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashai, Swami Sri Yukteswar, beloved Guru, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, great saints and sages of all traditions, humbly, lovingly, we invoke your presence, bow before you all. Make us like you, attune us with your consciousness, magnetize our molecules with your magnetic presence. Almighty source of all that is good and right, help us to see our strengths as an expression of thy infinite power. Help us to banish the darkness of disease, as it is forever foreign to thy light. Om, peace. Amen. And so tonight we will be working with technique that Yogananda taught around harnessing the life force energy and learning to direct that energy. That life force energy, as we know, comes in through the medulla oblongata at the base of the brain. And with our willpower, we can harness that energy and send it to the point between the eyebrows that acts as a mirror, and that mirror can shine back onto our brain. And with this technique, it is about healing the grooves in our brain. So over time, all of the experiences that we have, the wounds that are formed, the habits that we develop, and all of these things form as grooves, physical grooves in our brains. And with this light force energy, we're sending that light, which is superconscious, intelligent light, to the brain. So we're addressing it at the core rather than all of the treating the symptoms that we often do through many different ways. We're going straight to the core of these problems. And the main way to do this is the way that, by the way that Christ healed, the way that Yogananda and these great healers, this is what the methods that they use, using life force energy to heal. And the great news is that we don't have to be fully awakened masters in order to also use this ability that we all have, this life force energy that we all have. During Christ's time, he lived in an earlier age before people knew about energy and electricity, so it was very difficult to talk about these things back then. I think that's why Christ had such a small following when he was alive. There was only a few that could understand what he was talking about. And now here in the age of energy, Yogananda can freely talk about these ways of using energy, and in the same ways that Christ heals and that these great healers can work with energy, so can we. The one really cool thing is that we're gathering here as friends and as fellow light warriors, and we are creating an environment where this is what we are aiming at and going after together. And one of the things Yogananda would say is that environment is stronger than willpower. So being around fellow light warriors, being around friends, great souls who are practicing this together, who want to heal themselves, who want to become beacons for others in this world, as we gather together, this is so special and so powerful. So as we gather here together, we can help each other to overcome our cynicism, our disbelief. So long we've been trained in thinking that this isn't possible. And that's why so much we don't have these abilities. It's really just because we don't believe that we have them. And I was thinking this week, what's the harm in us all getting together in suspending our disbelief while we're here? Suspending your cynicism, suspending your doubts. What's the harm in that? If we say, I can, with the divine, harness this life force energy, and I can heal my brain, I can heal my body, and the more that you believe that, the more that you have that ability. The greater the will, the greater the flow of energy, Yogananda says. So I want to make this an ongoing practice where every week we're getting stronger and stronger in our belief through experience. So the more that we experience this and we feel it and we see in our week as we go home, we start to feel the effects of this, or we start to get inspirations and intuitions that come in, and you start to see. And you also reveal different maybe areas that have been hiding within us. Things that we maybe haven't been conscious of, that have been maybe locked, stored away, swept under the rug. And tonight we're going to be talking about repression. And in the forest retreats that we've been doing together, Hassan has been bringing in his expertise around the gene keys and human design. And in one of our retreats, we were addressing the 6 core wounds of humanity. And these are the 6 core wounds, which are repression, denial, shame, rejection, guilt, and separation. So through different experiences in life, we've developed a tendency to repress, to deny, to be in shame, to have a fear of rejection, be worried about being rejected. And we develop guilt, and we develop a feeling of separation. So I was thinking, if these are the 6 core wounds of humanity, let's target those individually. All of us may have these to different varying degrees, but we all carry these with us, and it creates this underlying sense of things aren't right, or there were fears that we're holding on to, and it's keeping us from living our lives free and to be able to transcend the suffering that we feel. So tonight I would like to start with the first core wound, which is around repression. And we know the feeling of that repression is when we have fears that we are sweeping under the rug, so to say. That we are, rather than facing, maybe we drink too much, or we watch TV too much, or we start indulging in too many sense pleasures when we want to be distracted, rather than face it. Where if we faced it, we could eliminate it and alleviate it, but it likes to hide and it likes to get away from us. So we have this feeling of repression, this unexpressed fear. I'm going to read some words. This is a combination of some of the Gene Keys wisdoms from Richard Rudd, and then also some of the words that Hassan wrote for our forest retreats here. So this is pertaining to repression, and when we can transmute repression, we can transform that into honesty, living honestly, living out in the open. You know, when you're honest and open and you have nothing to hide, how that feeling feels like. And if we're hiding things, or we have this fear down deep within us, that feels off, and we suffer from that. So repression refers to hidden, unexpressed fear. Few are those who are willing to look deeply into the source of their suffering. And yet, it is our responsibility to remember to not shut off our hearts and distract ourselves with the many material offerings of the world. It is our duty to breathe deeply, to concentrate, and to look suffering in the eye, and to make a conscious decision to open our hearts to the world and all of the beauty that alchemizes through pain. But when we do face this and we alchemize it, that energy that used to be pain and suffering, that same energy turns into beauty and lightness and peace and calmness. So it transmutes, it doesn't disappear. You may tend to internalize your suffering, to deal with it by keeping it to yourself and holding it all in. And when we do this, we struggle with being seen. And in reality, it's because we feel that it's because we cannot share our suffering with anyone, because we feel that there's something wrong with us, and then we think that other people will also think that there's something wrong with us if we bring it out into the light, so we hold it in. And so tonight we're being called upon to transmute this repression. And if you're here tonight, it's right within you to transmute it. This is the time that we are doing that. We're bringing it out into the light. Our path to transmuting this wound starts with self-honesty. And in most cases, it's harder to be honest with yourself than in others. You may notice that you want to call out others when you see it in others, but we are ignoring our own wound within ourselves. Or if we see it in others, it just means that we're thinking about it and trying to work on it on ourselves. But oftentimes we're hiding behind that and calling it out in other people, judging others, and while unconsciously turning a blind eye to our own wounds. And all this, in this process, all we need to do is to feel it fully, to sit down and feel what's coming up, and trying to change it without trying to change it or manipulate it. We're going to feel it, we're going to send love to it. And the interesting thing is that collectively we can also heal this wound. We're healing it for ourselves, but we're also healing it for the collective humanity around us as well. So the more that we heal it within ourselves, we're lightening up the world that we're experiencing. And so it's time to no longer carry these wounds alone. Tonight we're going to be using very powerful techniques through meditation. The thing to remember, as I said, we don't need to be at the point where we're fully awakened masters to heal ourselves and to heal others. We simply need to learn to concentrate and to invite the divine. So if we're concentrating, we're overcoming the thoughts, and we're right here in the present moment, and we're commanding that life force energy, we can become, like Yogananda says, you're all gods if you only knew it. And this is what we're learning. When we are connecting with the divine, tuning with the divine, when we really become gods, that we're able to command at will this life force. So to begin, let's go ahead and stretch out our lower backs together, just with a simple cobra pose to help us to sit in meditation. And when you feel ready, we'll switch into child's pose and stretch the back in the opposite direction. And when you're ready, we'll make our way up to a standing position. And I like to just do one affirmation and movement here together to just get our blood flowing, get our energy moving, get us into this environment together where we are calling on the divine to send this life force energy into us. So when Yogananda would come out and address the audience, he would come out and say to everyone, "How feels everyone?" And they would say,
"Awake and ready."
"How is everyone?"
"Awake and ready."
And then this is our marching step, exaggerated marching step, and we'll say together, "I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake
and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready.
Feel that for yourself. We are awake and ready. We're going to make good use of this time. I know how hard it is to carve out this time to find yourself here after how many lifetimes did it take us. So we are here now, this very special, powerful moment gathered with our brothers and sisters. It is a very beautiful, beautiful thing. So let's make good use of this time that we have together. We'll find our way to our seated position. And I wanted to use an affirmation together. That we'll use together. We'll say this together 5 times out loud. And as we bring this affirmation into our meditation practice, we can feel a deep yearning in our hearts, a sacred wish to be freed from the present harmful conditions of our minds, of our bodies, anything that's causing us discomfort. You can feel a deep yearning, longing desire to be freed from that. It is good to have those desires. We remove selfish desires, but it's good to have a noble desire to do good for the world at large. It's good to have a noble desire to be healthy and happy. So let's feel that for ourselves. Let's really desire that. Feel that as a deep desire in your heart. And remember that nobody can heal you except yourself. The power of great healers really also depends on your belief that you can be healed. And the power of great healers also lies really not in the person, but just in their ability to connect with the divine. So if you are able to connect with the divine and you have a strong will and a belief in what you're doing, then you can heal yourself, you can learn to heal others. And we can enter into a state of centeredness in meditation. Concentration is key. And when we're in deep meditation, this is where we can harness that life force energy. So remember that life force energy that's coming in through the base of the brain. Normally it goes out into our limbs and it's pumping our heart, it's breathing our body. And in meditation, you can actually learn to harness that life force energy so it goes straight to the point between the eyebrows. So we're going to be practicing that tonight, is sending it to the point between the eyebrows and harnessing it there. And being open and really feeling that, let's suspend our disbelief, let's believe that we can do this. And this is something that when I realized in my practice, when I started to really think about it, I think we could also do is repression. When you think of that word of, you can probably think of times where you didn't want to deal with something, or those times where you make habits of just seeking distractions, seeking vices, and you just, rather than actually feeling it, we want to push it away, or we want to not think about it. Tonight, let's allow for all of that to come up. This is a safe place for these things to come up in ourselves. Let's make ourselves open to that and no longer pushing these things away. And it could be a lot of those things that we feel in life that is we don't want to think, we don't want others to think that they're, we want to hide from others. We don't want others to think there's anything wrong with us or these kind of things, so we often keep it inside. But we've maybe been holding on to these things for far too long. So we're with our family here, we're all just letting all of this come out and come up so that we can burn it, annihilate it, and be set free from it. An interesting thing that can happen too, to let you know that it's working. You know how sometimes when you have a really strong spiritual experience, soon after that you go back out into the world and maybe you meet up with your partner and then you get into an argument, or you're out on the road and somebody cuts you off, or immediately it's like this, you had this beautiful awakening, beautiful experience, and you're high on the wisdom that's flowing, and then all of a sudden you go out in the world and it's like this stark difference and you feel that. Well, actually that is a good sign that what you did is working. And then also when you bring these things up in you, sometimes people that you're connected with, it gets brought up in them, so it makes this clash. So when you do have these gigs, just be gentle with yourself afterwards, and with your partners or with people that you're around or things in life, or when you're driving home, just be gentle with yourself and know that there may be a wave that comes up and that's supposed to be there, and you just stay calm and you let it go back down, and that means you really did some really good work. So you probably all have had that feeling before. I know it happened to me a lot. When I realized that was what's happening, I could have a lot more clarity and calmness with it. I wanted to this week use a affirmation out loud, and let's really use this affirmation to strengthen our willpower and to really believe as we do this. So as we say this, we're going to take this into our meditation and we're going to harness the power of our will. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to repeat it 5 times. First in a loud, energetic voice, second time in a normal speaking voice, third time in a whisper, fourth time silently, fifth time silently again, taking it deeper and deeper up into the spiritual eye, into the superconscious realm. So repeating this out loud after me in a loud, energetic voice. I will life force to charge.
I will life force to charge.
With godly will, I will it charge.
With godly will, I will it charge.
Through my nerves and muscles all.
Through my nerves and muscles all.
My tissues, limbs, and all.
My tissues, limbs, and all.
With vibrant, tingling fire.
With vibrant, tingling fire.
With burning, joyous power.
With burning, joyous power.
In blood and glands.
In blood and glands.
By sovereign command.
By sovereign command.
I bid you flow.
I bid you flow.
By my command.
By my command.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
By my command.
By my command.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
Now in a normal speaking voice. I will life force to charge.
I will life force to charge.
With godly will, I will it charge.
With godly will, I will it charge.
Through my nerves and muscles all.
Through my nerves and muscles all.
My tissues, limbs, and all.
My tissues, limbs, and all.
With vibrant, tingling fire.
With vibrant, tingling fire.
With burning, joyous power.
With burning, joyous power.
In blood and glands.
In blood and glands.
By sovereign command.
By sovereign command.
I bid you flow.
I bid you flow.
By my command.
By my command.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
By my command.
By my command.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
And now in a whisper. I will life force to charge.
I will life force to charge.
With godly will, I will it charge.
With godly will, I will it charge.
Through my nerves and muscles all.
Through my nerves and muscles all.
My tissues, limbs, and all.
My tissues, limbs, and all.
With vibrant, tingling fire.
With vibrant, tingling fire.
With burning, joyous power.
With burning, joyous power.
In blood and glands.
In blood and glands.
By sovereign command.
By sovereign command.
I bid you flow.
I bid you flow.
By my command.
By my command.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
By my command.
By my command.
I bid you glow.
I bid you glow.
Now taking this inwardly into the subconscious. I will life force to charge. With godly will, I will it charge. Through my muscles, nerves, and all. My tissues, limbs, and all. With vibrant, tingling fire. With burning, joyous power. In blood and glands. By sovereign command. I bid you flow. By my command. I bid you glow. By my command. I bid you glow. Now silently again, taking this into every fiber of your being, the gaze uplifted to the spiritual eye, taking this into the superconscious, repeating inwardly, I will life force to charge. With godly will, I will it charge. Through my nerves and muscles all, my tissues, limbs, and all, with vibrant, tingling fire, with burning, joyous power, in blood and glands, by sovereign command, I bid you flow. By my command, I bid you glow. By my command, I bid you glow. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, let me feel that Thou art the electricity of my life, which moves the machinery of my bones, nerves, and muscles, my every heartthrob, every breath, every outburst of vital activity. Teach me to feel Thy power. Om. So this is what we're practicing tonight, to feel that power, to merge with the divine and to, with our command, bid it flow, bid it glow, send it to the areas that need attention to overcome our repression so that we can become freed from that suffering, freed from those underlying fears that are keeping us tied, keeping us at a lower vibration. So tonight we're going to be practicing a few techniques, and we're also going to be using a visualization for harnessing the life force energy to heal our brains, bodies, and hearts. Our main technique is called Hong Sa, Hongsu, Hong Sa. On the inhalation, we're going to be mentally chanting Hong. On the exhalation, Sa. Another technique that we're going to be using tonight is called measured breathing. We're going to be inhaling through the nostrils to a count of 6, holding the breath to a count of 6, exhaling slowly through the nostrils to a count of 6. If your nose is not available, you can breathe through your mouth, that's okay. And we'll be keeping our gaze uplifted to the point between the eyebrows throughout the meditation, and I'll remind you to do that throughout. Remember the 3 main, and really the 3 steps to successful meditation is relaxation of the body, a single pointed focus, and allowing the consciousness to expand. It's very simple, but we're so used to becoming distracted. We're learning how to concentrate and learning how to focus, and this is really the greatest thing that we can learn how to do in life. Let's begin by relaxing and releasing the tension in the body. Remember, you've carved out this time for yourself. Let's put aside all of our cares and worries. We've closed the door. We're here now, gathered for this great purpose. The masters are here with us. It's 25% our effort, 25% the inner guru, the higher self that is within us, and 50% divine grace that comes. You're not alone. Bring your full effort, bring your full concentration, your determination, your deep longing to become free. And you will be met with great forces that are here to help you. So, to begin, let's relax and release the tension in the body. We're going to take a short and long double inhalation. We're going to tense all the muscles in the body, low, medium, high, and then we're going to exhale with a double exhalation. Throw out the breath and release that tension with a relax, release, and feel. So let's begin by taking in a normal deep inhalation. Breathing in And all the way out. And double inhale and tense. Low, medium, high tension in all the muscles, vibrating with that energy. And exhale. Relax, release, feel. Again, inhale and tense. Low, medium, high tension in all the muscles, vibrating with that willingness. And exhale. Relax, release, feel. Last round. Inhale and tense. Low, medium, high, vibrating with willingness, just a bit higher. And exhale. Relax, release, feel. Letting go of all the tension, all of the cares and worries. Let's do a few rounds of measured breathing together, sitting with our backs in a straight line, head parallel to the floor. Palms are upturned at the junction of the legs and the torso, pressing those shoulder blades together just a bit and relaxing with the open heart. Gaze uplifted to the point between the eyebrows. Let's slowly inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold, keeping the gaze uplifted to the point between the eyebrows. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Breathing normally, just allowing that breath now to come and go naturally, as if it were waves on the seashore. Allowing that breath to come up onto the seashore, turn around, go back out to the ocean, feeling the presence of the divine, presence of the masters here with us. Our Divine Mother, so happy her children have gathered here. We want to be with her, we want to feel her. Feeling our power to harness the power of the will. Align our independent human will with the divine will. And as you breathe, begin to notice the sensation of the breath in the nostrils. Noticing that on the inhalation, the breath there is a bit cool. And on the exhalation, slightly warm. Zoom in with the awareness and just simply feel the cool sensation in the nostrils on the inhale. Slightly warm sensation there on the exhale. Becoming more and more relaxed with each breath. Feeling our enthusiasm for this practice. Feeling enthusiasm for feeling the qualities of the divine, being with our Divine Mother. We want it more than air, more than food, more than water, to be freed, become truly human. Let us now move this sensation of the breath from the nostrils up to the bridge of the nose, where the nose meets the skull. Feel now that the cool, warm sensations of the breath are coming and going from the bridge of the nose. Becoming more and more relaxed with each breath. Allowing the body to relax and becoming more and more focused with each breath. Calm concentration. Let us move this sensation up again, just slightly this time, to the point between the eyebrows. Feel now that the cool and warm sensations of the breath are coming and going from the spiritual eye. Noticing that on the inhale, the breath at the spiritual eye feels a bit cool. And on the exhalation, slightly warm. Become fully undistracted and simply feel the cool sensation there on the inhale. Slightly warm sensation on the exhale. Gaze uplifted to this point. Single pointed focus, relaxed body. And now let us add the mantra, Hong Sa. Mentally chanting Hong on the inhalation and Sa on the exhalation. Now, let us also add the right index finger. Gently curling that right index finger toward you on the inhalation and away from you on the exhalation. The palms upturned at the junction of the legs and the torso. Curling that right index finger toward you on the inhale and away from you on the exhale. Gaze is uplifted to the point between the eyebrows. Mentally chanting Hong on the inhalation, Sa on the exhalation. Feeling the cool sensation at the point between the eyebrows on the inhale, slightly warm sensation there on the exhale. Let's meditate together, focusing, remember, relaxing the body, single pointed focus at the point between the eyebrows. And as we concentrate fully with the technique, our consciousness can expand. Let's meditate with Hong Sa together now. Keeping our gaze uplifted to the point between the eyebrows, feeling the cool sensation there on the inhale, slightly warm sensation on the exhale. Mentally chanting Hong on the inhalation, Sa on the exhalation. Allow yourself to become fully undistracted. Yogananda tells us that Hong Sa is a very powerful technique for cultivating concentration, and that with concentration we can heal our minds. Feel the mind healing in the space between two thoughts. Let us bring all of our determination, concentration in a relaxed way, preparing ourselves now for our life force healing visualization to harness this life force energy. Feel the masters here with us. Feel the presence of the divine here to help us. Bringing it all to God. Let's meditate fully undistracted with Hong Sa now for 30 seconds. Now letting go of the mantra, letting go of the focus on the breath, keeping the gaze uplifted, laser focused at the point between the eyebrows, keeping your concentration. Letting go of the right index finger, taking in a deep breath as you're breathing in through your heart. Breathing in. Hold the breath. Now feel this deep yearning to be set free from these wounds, from the suffering. Feel that yearning like a glowing ball of light energy in your heart center. And now feel that doorway of the heart opens up and this light blasts up from the heart, up through the throat, up into the throat. That doorway of the throat blasts open. That light goes up from the throat, up to the base of the brain, the soft spot, the medulla oblongata at the base of the brain. Feel that light gathering there. And now that light curves and shoots through the brain to the point between the eyebrows. 3 exhales now from that point. Breathing normally. Our gaze is laser focused at this point between the eyebrows. Feeling this deep glowing desire in our heart, this ball of light energy that's blasting upwards, up through the throat, up to the base of the brain, through the brain, gathering at the point between the eyebrows. Feeling this deep yearning for this healing opportunity and feeling this noble desire in the heart. That beam of energy is blasted up from the heart and it's now gathering at the point between the eyebrows. Call on the divine now to help you to gather this energy. Visualize a powerful glowing white light at the spiritual eye. I will life force to charge. With godly will, I will it charge. Yogananda says that the power of the divine within you will do it. Have that faith. We're gathered here in this environment where we are suspending our disbelief, our cynicism. And we are bringing all of our concentration and devotion for this healing practice, gathering all of this energy at the point between the eyebrows. Feel this life force energy now entering through the base of the brain at the medulla oblongata. This area at the base of the brain is known to the yogis as the mouth of God. Feel this mouth opening wide and becoming transparent as cosmic energy pours in through that window, that mouth. And this energy is going directly through the brain to the spiritual eye, which now acts as a mirror. That light is now reflecting with that mirror and shining that light back towards you. As you lift your gaze to this point, see that light mirroring back towards you. See this energy condensing into a laser beam of light. And now you take control, command that light, that laser beam. It is condensing now into a laser beam as you command it and shine it onto your brain. See this light, this laser beam of light. See it moving like a torch in the darkness. Direct this light and feel it moving all over your brain, left and right, up and down, finding and burning the seeds of karma that have formed as grooves in the brain. These grooves are the origin of whatever present discomfort that we feel. All of these years where we have repressed our fears, we have been unwilling to look deeply at the source of our suffering. It is our responsibility now to open our hearts, become undistracted. We concentrate and look suffering in the eye, and we make a conscious decision, opening our hearts to the world and all of the beauty that alchemizes through pain. This tendency to distract ourselves, this tendency to repress our fears. Let us annihilate that tendency now. Let's annihilate that groove that is formed in the brain and set ourselves free so we can become honest and open, stepping into our full power here in this moment, freeing ourselves and freeing the world. From above your brain now you enter with this fiery blazing torch of light, illuminating the very brain cells where there are grooves, where these grooves were cut so long ago. See this light, this torch burning those brain cells, burning, cauterizing, pulverizing, Yogananda says. Sweep this torch up and down, back and forth, finding the grooves in the brain and healing them with light. And now begin to feel the divine memory of all past flowing into you. All of these memories flow in and we pulverize these mental records of accidents of whatever sort. Physical, emotional, fears, past physical and mental troubles of accidents, operations, losses, quarrels, embarrassing moments, traumatizing experiences, past negative habits, and thoughts of unkindness toward others, tendencies to judge others, and records of when others have hurt you. See and feel this light like a laser beam is now burning those records. Wherever they are present in your brain, this light is superconscious and intelligent. It is finding those records and burning them, annihilating them, this light now substituting those brain cells, those old programs, substituting those damaged cells with new brain cells, with new programs, with opposite qualities, with opposite habits, with opposite thoughts, opposite tendencies, transforming repression into honesty. Feel your brain becoming healthy, renewed, luminous, light, and uplifted. And now, see and feel this light. Begin to send it now throughout your body. Wherever you know that there is a physical issue, know that these issues originated as grooves in the brain. See this beam. Send it to the body. Find the areas of the body and send this light. Command it. Command it to flow. Command it to glow. See this light burning the areas, the issues, and healing them with light. Take some time now and send it to the areas of the body that need attention. Going to the heart. Let us send this light to the heart for whatever sorrow, whatever wound, whatever emotional hurt from memories of past events that we could not overcome. See this light reaching those memories, reaching those wounds, reaching those sorrows and transmuting them into strengths. Feel all of this underlying fear, this tendency to repress, to hide, and to carry secrets, and to carry burdens without bringing them into the light. See it coming out into the light now and transmuting this repression into honesty, an open heart. This light is healing and empowering you now in this moment. Going deeper and deeper into the levels of the heart, sending this light to one closed room after another. Whatever form of disease, Yogananda calls it darkness. Send this light into the darkness of your heart. It opens doors where chambers of darkness have been held for ages. And it heals them, and it transforms them. And now feel that your heart is like a lotus flower. That lotus bud is turning upwards and opening its petals wide to receive the light that is pouring into your heart center. Feel that light blasting up from your heart, up through your throat, up into the base of the brain, through the brain to the point between the eyebrows. See that light gathered there. Yogananda tells us that this light, this point between the eyebrows, is like a spiritual broadcasting station, allowing our small self to broadcast our sacred demands to the infinite. We are gathered here together as children of the light, as children of the divine. Let us become childlike here now in this moment, with a deep yearning to be with our Divine Mother who loves us. And she's so happy that you're here. She wants you to be happy and free. She's been sending you all of the situations in your life to get your attention. And we now find ourselves giving her our attention. So with the gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows, with fully undistracted, the gaze is laser focused there. Send this sacred demand to her now, mentally chanting to her, sending it like a beam of light. Reveal thyself. Reveal thyself. Reveal thyself. Reveal thyself. And as we feel our heart center vibrating, and we feel that tingling, we feel our heart center like a lotus flower. That lotus flower is turning upwards and that light is pouring into our hearts. We're feeling this light pouring into our hearts and permeating every fiber of our being. We begin to notice that this feeling in the heart center has the divine quality of calmness. Yogananda tells us that calmness is invincibility, and that with calmness we can stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds. When we're calm, we make good decisions. When we're calm, we attract opportunities. When we're calm, we see things we might have missed. When we're calm, we receive intuition, inspiration. Whenever the world is crashing around us, get calm, get focused, listen. There's always a solution. There's always guidance. With calmness, no failure, no disappointment, no misunderstanding from others can take this calmness away from us, can take the peace away from our hearts, the joy. Nothing can get us. Recognizing this calmness, this castle of calmness, this refuge that is with us at any time, anywhere, everywhere. We begin to connect with God as Sat-Chit Ananda, consciousness, truth, bliss. Consciousness of truth is bliss. And as we become conscious that we are infinite, eternal beings, that we never need to be afraid, our higher self is always with us. This divine energy is always flowing to us. And we begin to feel a joy coming into our hearts. As we relax and we feel this joy pouring into our hearts and filling our bodies with bliss energy. We begin to feel that bliss beginning to permeate every fiber of our being as we're glowing with bliss. We begin to feel a smile spreading across our heart, a smile spreading across our throat, a smile spreading across our mouth. Gaze uplifted, a smile spreading across your brow. In India, the word for God is Sat-Chit Ananda, which Yogananda describes as ever-existing, ever-conscious, ever-new bliss. And this is what you really are, beyond the body, mind, and senses. We have spiritual amnesia. Yogananda said, "From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt." And when we open our hearts and we feel this joy, we can share that joy with others. Swami Kriyananda tells us that love is bliss in motion. And when we feel this bliss within us, we can share it with others. We can vibrate this energy. We can uplift ourselves, uplift the world. So as we feel this light within us, remember that the primal force of all creation is bliss. And the nature of joy is to want to share itself with another. So that primal force of joy automatically separated itself in order to be in love and to share joy with another. So the one became two, the two became three, and multiplied into all of the children and all of the duality in this world. In order for stories, in order for there to be any stories at all, any difference, there has to be light and dark, happiness and sadness, joy and pain. And we come here to learn and to grow. And we were created to feel that love and to share that love, to share this joy. So let us fulfill our destiny as children of God, children of bliss. Begin to offer your love to God. Doing this, you're creating a magnetic field, which is thereby in turn drawing your love, drawing God's love to you. And in this way, gradually, you are becoming ever more perfectly a channel for His love, and drawing Him to you on higher and higher levels of divine awareness until your love attains perfection in Him. And remember, God's love flows to you always. It is you, by your love, that must complete the circuit, and thereby generating magnetism that can draw to yourself the very consciousness of infinity. Allowing this light to expand, allowing your consciousness to expand. Let us call to mind now anyone that we would like to share this healing energy with. Feeling this light within us. Perhaps you know someone in need of physical healing, mental healing, spiritual healing, someone who's lost connection with spirit. Call that loved one into your mind's eye now. See them at the point between the eyebrows. Create a state for them where they are happy and free. See them smiling back at you as you mentally say their name as you see them. See this light energy pouring out of your heart, flowing into their heart, filling them with light. See that light growing brighter and brighter and brighter. See them in a state where they are happy and free, where they wouldn't trade this challenge for anything in the world because of how much they've learned and grown from it. As that light pours into their hearts, blasts up from their heart, up into their brain, that light is going back and forth, up and down, pulverizing the negative grooves in the brain at the cause of the suffering. That light is going back out into their bodies, healing their pains, chronic illnesses, diseases. That light is flowing into their hearts, turning the lights on in the closed chamber of the heart that have been dark for years. They are so bright now and light that light is now pouring out of their heart, expanding and filling you with light, simultaneously giving, receiving, feeling, expanding. Now we're gathered here with our loved ones, gathered here with our community, with this environment. We are all warriors of light. Let us fill this world with God's light. So with our palms together in front of our hearts, we feel this light expand out from our hearts. It's filled the room that we're in. See this light. This light is expanding out from this room and filling this building with light, blessing this space. Gratitude for having this space to gather in peace. This light is expanding out into the neighborhood, into the streets, into the city, out into the state of Florida, blessing our state. So many great souls here, so many great friends. All receptive hearts are feeling nourished by this light as it continues to expand. And now the entire United States of America being bathed in light, bringing more peace, more calmness, healing division, bringing wisdom, clarity. Bringing each other together. So many great souls in our country as this light expands out and covers the oceans, nourishing the waters, the sea creatures, the reefs. As this light expands and now bathes all countries in light. So many great souls on our planet. This is a time of awakening. This is a great time of shift on our planet where we are learning about who we really are, moving out of the material age and into the age of energy, learning to heal ourselves, learning to heal one another. Anywhere on this planet where someone is afraid or lonely or hungry or thirsty or in pain, feeling depression, feeling confusion. See this light as they call out to the divine. See this divine light then pouring into their hearts and bringing them calmness, bringing them a feeling of relief, knowing that they are not alone. And now, as we gather together with all of the warriors of light on this planet, see Mother Earth as she floats in space. This planet is beaming light, radiating light, swirling, glowing diamond rainbow light swirling around her, healing our planet, healing the air, healing the water, nourishing. Now, with our palms together in front of our heart, let's join our Divine Mother as we call on her to fill this world with God's light. Repeating this prayer out loud after me, and then we'll rub our palms together, and then we'll raise our palms and chant Om 3 times as we allow this light to pour out from our heart, out through our arms, out of our palms, filling the universe, the multiverse with this light. Repeating after me. Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art in all thy children.
Thou art in all thy children.
Manifest thy healing presence.
Manifest thy healing presence.
In all bodies.
In all bodies.
In all minds.
All minds.
In all souls.
In all souls.
Rubbing the palms together. Feeling this warm magnetic energy in the palms. Taking in a deep breath. Palms up. Here in the afterglow of your meditation, your prayers are amplified. Take a moment now connecting with your Heavenly Father. Let us now demand that we be freed from repression, that we become fully honest and open, not holding on to these pains and sufferings, letting go of fears, stepping into our true power, knowing that this life is a movie, here for our entertainment and our education, and that everything that comes to us comes as a blessing, or it comes to strengthen our powers, not to crush us. Demand that we have this ability. Demand that we have energy and vitality for our bodies, clarity and wisdom for our minds, ever new joy for our souls. Heavenly Father, be with us and heal our brains, heal our bodies, help us to become lights in this world so that we can bring heaven to earth as this world shifts into this new era. Om, peace, Amen.